This morning, the Anti-Defamation League just released its annual report on anti-Semitic incidents in the United States, the ADL's most extensive report on anti-Semitism. In 2020, the U.S. saw the third highest number of attacks on Jewish people since the organization started tracking such incidents back in 1979. This includes over 2,000 incidents of harassment, vandalism, and assault. Unfortunately, you do not need to look further than just this past weekend to see another example. New York City police are investigating attacks on 4 synagogues over the weekend that they believe may be connected, and they're still looking for that man. Joining me now is the CEO and National Director of the Anti-Defamation League, Jonathan Greenblatt. Jonathan, thank you for coming back on. So what we're looking at in 2020 is another record year. What is most striking to you about this year's report?
Well, thank you very much for having me on, Kate, and calling attention to what we think is an incredibly important story. So what strikes me, and we look at this data, is in a year when our country was quarantined, when people were shut in their homes, when we shifted to telecommuting and remote learning, it is remarkable to think that we still had one of the highest years the ADL has ever recorded of anti-Semitic incidents. And while there is some good news for sure, the acts on colleges and universities were slightly down. The number of assaults decreased. There were no mass casualty events. It's stunning to still imagine that there was a 10% increase in harassment, a 40% spike in attacks on Jewish institutions. And we're still looking at the kind of record numbers people would have never once imagined possible in the United States of America. It reminds us that hate is indeed an epidemic, and Jews are often in the center of that storm, and it's going to take all of us working together to finally turn this tide.
Jonathan, the impact of the pandemic was something exactly what I wanted to ask you, because if this is what I was going to ask you is if this is what the numbers looked like during a pandemic, had the pandemic not hit, I'm scared to think of what kind of records would have been broken.
Yeah, it is certainly an alarming hypothetical. We were seeing, Kate, elevated numbers on colleges and universities in January and February before they shut down due to the pandemic, right? And we were coming off of 2019. Keep in mind that today itself is the 2-year anniversary of the mass shooting in Poway, California, when a white supremacist went into a synagogue, murdered Lori Gilbert Kay, tried to kill, dozens and dozens of others, although he only was able to wound a few because his gun jammed. And of course, we saw other mass casualty events at a kosher supermarket, in a rabbi's home, all in 2019 alone. So yes, I think the numbers probably would have been worse coming off that record high. So, look, while we're all focused, as we should be, on finding a vaccine for COVID-19 and implementing, an inoculation drive across the country, this just reminds us that anti-Semitism is a kind of virus itself that mutates and adapts. That's another surprising thing, how you watch intolerance actually innovate, Kate. Zoom bombing wasn't a word anyone had heard of a year ago. And yet we tracked 116 Zoom bombing incidents where Torah study groups, bar mitzvah ceremonies, prayer services were interrupted by extremists and infected with anti-Semitism.
Oh. Jonathan, really quick. The big question is always what's going to make a difference. Is it leadership from the president on the federal level, or do you think the most impact comes at the local level, local leaders?
It's a great question. I think we really need sort of a whole of society strategy. So first and foremost, we need our leaders to lead. But that's not just the president of the United States. We need the president of the local school board, right? So let's just acknowledge that everyone has a role to step up and speak out. And it's not just political figures. We need business leaders as well. I mean, you mentioned, we're dealing with a series of vandalism against a synagogue in Riverdale. We're also seeing disgusting anti-Jewish vitriol being spewed out on Clubhouse. So we need business leaders to say this isn't okay, and of course people in civil society. So people in positions of authority need to speak out, Kate, and then all of us as individuals can do our part. And let's just say we need to recognize that anti-Semitism and hate is contagious. Anti-Black racism, anti-AAPI hate. I think all these different groups need to come together. When we work as one, that's how we can beat back the pressures of prejudice once and for all.
Jonathan, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.